Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Thank you for joining in. And we'll continue reading from Bhagavad Gita Introduction. Would somebody like to read?
I can.
Okay.
Okay, from here in the 15th chapter.
Okay. In the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the real picture of the material world is given. It is said that Urdhva Mula Madashakam Ashwatham Prahuravyayam Chandamsi Yasya Paranani Yastam Vedasa Vedavid. Here, the material world is described as a tree whose roots are upwards and branches are below. We have experience of a tree whose roots are upward. If one stands on the bank of a river or any reservoir of water, he can see that the trees reflected in the water are upside down. The branches go downward and the roots upward. Similarly, this material world is a reflection of the spiritual world. The material world is but a shadow of reality. In the shadow, there is no reality or no substantiality. But from the shadow, we can understand that there are substance and reality. In the desert, there is no water, but the mirage suggests that there is such a thing as water. In the material world, there is no water, there is no happiness, but the real water of actual happiness is there in the spiritual world. Should I continue?
So no, I'll just speak a little.
Okay.
Because last time we were hearing that Krishna is saying that whatever we worship, we can go to that planet. So some people who are worshipping demigods will go to planets of demigods. We worship the ancestors, we'll go to the planet of the ancestors. You know, if mechanically we want to go, it will take us thousands and thousands of years. But through this process, we can go. And yet, Bhagavad Gita tells us, don't go to any of these material planets. Why? Because they're still in the material world. You're still having a material body, not yet in our original spiritual position. So we are getting more information that what is this material world about? You know, what's happening here? Well, it's like a perverted reflection of the reality. The reality is in the spiritual world. The real variety is in the spiritual world, where everything and everyone is conscious. Over there, even the stone is conscious. You know, we might say, oh, what do you mean? But yeah, even the stone is conscious. Here, the stone is dead matter, right? Made of dead matter. It's not conscious. But over there, even the stone is conscious. So everything is rather, we say that it is everyone, because conscious means individual. So spiritual. And the material world is a perverted reflection of that reality. So what does that mean? It means that we keep thinking that I am such and such person, I'm a man or a woman, this is my name, this is my family, this is my reality, these are the things I need to do. But these are not the truth. The truth is there in the spiritual world because we are spirit souls. So our true activity, our true identity is there in the spiritual world. And so this material world, we are being explained, how can we understand a perverted reflection is that we go to the river. Over there is a bank on the river bank, there's a tree. So we can see the tree, the roots are down and then branches are up. But we look inside the water, we'll see the reflection of the tree. And how does the reflection show? The reflection, if we see, it looks that the roots are up and the branches are down. So, but then that reflection is not a true reality. If I really want to touch the tree, take the fruit from that reflection, it's not true. It looks true. It looks real. Why does it look real? Because the real tree is there. Similarly, this material world looks so real to us, but it's not our permanent position. That's why it's not that we are not here right now. We have to accept, yes, we are in the body right now, but that we are this body, that is the illusion. That is, we have to understand that I am not this body. I'm a spirit soul. I'm a spirit soul. So here in the material world, we are looking all for happiness. We're looking for happiness, but the real happiness is in the spiritual world. That's where we need to go back. It's just like in the desert, sometimes we may see a mirage, but that's just a mirage. There's, the reflection of the sun on the sand makes us think it's water, but it's not water. It is just the reflection. As we just said, because the fruits are there on the real tree, I dive in the water and think I can get the fruit from there. I'm not going to get anything, although it looks real. So that's our position here in the material world. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I remember you had shared a picture of the tree, the inverted, like the shadow tree in the water, the lake. Yes, one of the images I remember seeing this.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Okay. So would somebody like to?
So I'm just saying that, so in the introduction, they're also giving like a short preview of each chapter, right?
In the introduction, Prabhupada has put the whole conclusion of Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
He's put the whole conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita in the introduction, because he was in a matter of urgency. What if people don't actually read the full Bhagavad Gita? Then they will not know the reality. So we see that in each and every verse, Prabhupada keeps giving us the full conclusion of it. In his purpose, if we read, the full conclusion is there. So even in the introduction, the full Bhagavad Gita is spoken. Prabhupada has given it to us in the most concise manner.
Yeah, okay. Because even in all the purports also, he keeps on repeating the same thing. Doesn't matter if he has said it in the previous or before, but he just makes it, again, he makes it explain so that's only the reason, right? So if somebody just reads that purport, he understands that. Yeah.
Yeah, so we can understand his mood, because his mood is like someone might read only one verse, and then they might not be able to read anything else. So at least let me tell them the truth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
The Lord suggests.
Okay. Thank you.
I read this and then anybody else can read.
Yeah, I can read.
Okay, you read then.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So Nirmana Mohajita Shanga Dosha Adhyatma Nitya Vinivrata Kama Dvandvair Vimukta Sukha Dukha Samanjnayar Gachanti Amudha Padmam Avayam Tata. Okay. That Padma Avayam, or eternal kingdom, can be reached by one who is Nirmana Moha. What does this mean? We are after designations. Someone wants to become Sir. Someone wants to become Lord. Someone wants to become the president or rich man or a king or something else. As long as we are attached to these designations, we are attached to the body, because designations belong to the body. But we are not these bodies, and realizing this is the first stage in spiritual realization. We are associated with the three modes of material nature, but we must become detached through the devotional service to the Lord. If we are not attached to the devotional service to the Lord, then we cannot become detached from the modes of material nature. Designations and attachments are due to our lust and desire, our wanting to lord it over the material nature. As long as we do not give up this propensity of lording it over material nature, there is no possibility of returning to the kingdom of Supreme. The Sanatana Dhamma, that eternal kingdom which is never destroyed, can be approached by one who is not bewildered by the attractions of false material enjoyments, who is situated in the service of Supreme Lord. One so situated can easily approach that Supreme Abode.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
So here, how do we reach the spiritual world? Krishna is saying, wherever you go, whoever you worship, you are gonna reach there. So if you worship me, you will come back to me. He says that. Yante Deva Vratan Deva. Wherever you go, whoever you worship, you will reach there. You worship me, you come to the spiritual world. Now we just heard the material world is a reflection. So what happens? What is keeping us here in the material world? Okay, it's a reflection. It's not a reality. Then why are we here life after life? We keep on changing bodies and yet we are staying here. What's the reason? Anyone?
Our
Our
desire.
Do this, I want to do
Yes.
this.
Yes.
Go here, I want to achieve this, I want to wear this. Like it's basically all our ichhas, right? All our desires, right?
Yes. Yes, that's right. Because of this desire.
Desire and the human nature basically for like they are doing comparison. So like for bad thing, not only always good thing. They're doing comparison for the lust or the materialistic life or the things which is glitter like gold. Anything which is very special in this material world. So this is just due to comparison also.
Yeah, so same again, it comes to desire.
Yeah.
Again, it will comparison also. So will be also again a desire. We want to be here because we want to do this and do that. And so what is it called? Lording it over material nature. That I'm independent. I can do whatever I want to do. I am God. And then till the time we still have this desire to do things in this material world, then how will we go back? Because we don't have desire to go back. You see, we have desire to keep here, be here, do this, do that, enjoy, as you said, false thing, glittering like gold. Then how will we be able to go back?
By chanting, no? Like remembering him in everything, asking him like, please
That's
us to your lotus feet, keep us there only, don't bring us back in this material world.
very nice. Thank you. So that means we also need to have that desire that we want to go back. So again, our desire changes, right? Thank you. That's what the point I was saying. Yeah. So changing the desire that I want to go back. And so now why do we need to go back? Because we are understanding I'm not this body. We are trying to understand that, right? I'm not this body. I'm a spirit soul. And I belong in the spiritual world. I belong in the spiritual world. And so only hearing and chanting, devotional service, which begins by hearing and chanting, that helps us change our desires, remove our attachment from the material world, increase our attachment to Krishna and to the spiritual world, like that. So it's the desire, and we change, because of desire we are here, and now we just change this desire, as you rightly said, by hearing and chanting, and we can get out of here and go back home, back to Godhead. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we may have, I want to, like here, I want to become great. I want to become a, great person in this material world. I want to become a king, or, I want to become a queen, that everyone will say, oh yeah, she's so good. So they don't even know how good I am. So people should know how good you are. So then we can try to also understand that even if people praise us, then it's just that few people for that amount of time will praise. But what happens after we leave this body? What happens to the people who are praising us, and what happens to ourselves? The praise is only till the time we're in the body. Next body, we could be in a dog. The very same people might end up beating us, So again, it's just the body, right? So yes, we need to hear and chant and really try to get out of here. And also, even if we get praise, but we didn't get Krishna, then what's the use? You know, okay, we really got the praise, but we didn't get Krishna. Then it's just like a useless endeavor. I'm sorry?
I didn't get the last point you said. We will not get Krishna. Means for what were you saying about that?
So even because we want, suppose we have this desire, oh, I want to become such a great person. I'm going to become very great. I want people to worship me. I want people to admire how great I am. So, and people might still do that. We might get that, the worship and adoration that we want, you know, but we won't get Krishna. We'll just get worship and adoration. But then what's the use of this worship and adoration again? It's just temporary. You know, then we're just going to get worship and adoration. So we should really desire to get Krishna.
Okay.
Really go back home, back to Godhead. You know?
Yeah.
Have that desire that I really want to go back home, back to Godhead. I really want to understand the truth. I want to be situated in my original position. And Krishna helps. He makes all arrangements. And we continue to hear and chant. Hearing. Now we might say, oh, but I have a desire to become the queen of the world. I desire worship and I desire adoration. What do you want me to do? Okay, so at least we understand that we have the desire. And that's the desire that's keeping us here. So just continue hearing and chanting. Still continue hearing and chanting. So whether we have desires, we have no desires, or we desire liberation, continue hearing and chanting. And we can easily go back home, back to Godhead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the point. Did anyone want to add anything?
No, it's all
Okay.
good.
So we can read this one. Huh? Would someone like to read it?
I can read, but somebody read the Sanskrit for me, please.
Okay, please. Yeah.
Avyakta akshara iti uktastam ahu paramam gatim yam prapya na nivartante tadhama paramam mamaha.
Avyakata means unmanifested. Not even all of the material world is manifested before us. Our senses are so imperfect that we cannot even see all of the stars within this material universe. In the Vedic literature, we can receive much information about all the planets, and we can believe it or not believe it. All of the important planets are described in the Vedic literatures, especially Srimad Bhagavatam. And the spiritual world, which is beyond this material sky, is described as Avyakata, unmanifested. One who desires and hanker about after that supreme kingdom, for when one attains that kingdom, he does not have to return to the material world.
So we are so attached to this material world, so attracted to this material world. How much of the material world are we actually able to see? You know, barely. This whole earth also we can't see. I'm sorry.
Barely. I said barely we can see anything.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I mean, there are so many lands which we have never seen or have even heard of. So what to speak about the other planets and other universes in this material world? So the Bhagavatam is describing the spiritual world as avyakta, unmanifested. So many people think spiritual world means dark, nothing there. Oh, now I'm liberated. I'm gone to the spiritual world. So it's all dark there and it's all shanti, and there's nothing to do. And it's just black and nobody's there and nothing is there. What do you think?
No, it's full of light and bliss and everything is beautiful out there.
Ah, yes, thank you. Yes, and so are there trees there?
Everything is there. I mean, it's like, one of those movies they showed is a Krishna movie. I mean, as a child, I've seen it. It's very beautiful. It's like you're sitting on a snow island. It's like glaciers and all these beautiful girls are there. I don't know. Like, that's what I remember. That vision comes to me.
Okay. Yes, everything is there. Trees are there, fruits are there, plants are there, animals are there, peacocks, ducks, swans, cows, the trees, apple, mango, grapes, whatever you call it. And there are the devotees are there. All the living entities are there. All these are living entities as we are speaking. And they are the gopis, the gopas, if we are speaking of Golok Vrindavan. Gopis, gopas, and Krishna is there. So this is where one should desire and hanker after that supreme kingdom. So our desire that we want, our desires that we have, right? I want to do this and I want to do that. I want to do this and I want to do that. But this is the desire we should come to. Desire and hanker. We really hanker for something. I wish I can really do this. I really wish I can do that. Many of us have this thing. So we should have that. I really wish I can go to the spiritual world. I can go there. And once we go there, we don't have to come back here. We don't have to come back to the material world again. That's it. Then we are in our original position. Yeah, and the spiritual world is very beautiful, very, very beautiful. Now the ways, how do we go there? And we can read that next week. How do we go to this beautiful spiritual world? There is no disease, there's no COVID, there is no cancer, no nothing. No diseases are there. And we are all the time beautiful. We don't have to, put makeup to look beautiful, or we don't have to whatever all the things that we do to make ourselves look beautiful. We don't have to do that. We're naturally beautiful. Everyone is naturally beautiful there. And so we should desire to go there. And there is no suffering. There is no envy. There's no fighting amongst each other. There's no quarrel. Everyone is happy, blissful, like have loving relationships, because everyone has a loving relationship with Krishna in the center. So every one is in harmony then. Yeah. So we should desire and hanker to, I really want to go there. Yeah. So is that okay? Did anyone want to add anything or share anything?
Oh, yeah, like that's why we call it Dukhale, right? Or Mrityu Loka, this material world, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
everything is held by Krishna only. If we do any sin or any bad work in spiritual world, then they send we to this Mrityu Loka, right?
Yeah.
Is it related?
The moment we desire to, the moment we say, why God is God, I should be God, that's the moment we come here to the material world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to be the controller. I want to be the enjoyer. I want to be the proprietor. I want to own things. Then we are sent here to the material.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for listening and joining in. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.